Hello, class. All right, so at this point, this is video 2 on my roofs. This time we're going to talk about dormers. If you haven't seen the first one, or if you need help with roofs, go back through my first video. We talk about how to put roofs on walls, how to set the slope of the different walls, or maybe turn it so you don't set a slope, like on this edge here. We talk about bringing walls up to the roof, and we talk about putting fascia boards on. All right, so with that said, we are at this point, we're going to add a dormer so we make this thing look pretty cool. All right, I think I'll put my dormer right here. Easy way to start with this thing, you have to realize there's 3 things to a dormer. There are walls, there's a roof, and there's an opening. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create our walls. I'm doing this on my roof layer, which may be your second layer, whatever the top layer is that the roof is attached to. I'm just going to zoom in here, and we can put it up into this a little bit, but I'm going to put it right in the middle of this wall here, I think. I'm just going to bring this back a little bit. Happy with that. And then add a few more walls. Get that on the end point. Let's make a nice wide one here. Make them even. It makes my life easier. Press escape. And then if we were to zip over here to the 3D view, you're going to see this thing's pretty high. I'm not setting my height in this area, but ultimately it's because my top constraint is set to unconnected. I can't set it to the next level because we are on the roof. There's no level above it. So I'm just going to leave this unconnected at the moment and let it sit up high. We will be adjusting for this later. All right. So with that said, let's go ahead and we have our walls. It's on the upper level, which is what our roof's attached to. Let's go ahead and attach a dormer roof. Just like we did before, we have our roofs. We're going to do roof by footprint. And I'm going to just go ahead and grab these walls I just created. 1, 2, 3. I want my overhang to go to the outside. It remembered my 8-inch overhang from before. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to grab my modify and then come back over here to my drawing tool. And I want to go ahead and finish off this box. So the first 3 were the walls that I had pre-selected, which were 1, 2, and 3. I selected those. It gave me these 3 outside ones. And then I drew the back line of my roof because I need to have all 4 sides. I have this completely encompassed. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this modify tool, and the part where it's going to attach to the roof and to the front, I do not want to define the slopes. So I'll grab these 2, turn off or deselect define slopes. You're going to see that little slope part went away. If I wanted to, I can redefine the slopes here. I'm just going to stay with 9 and 12 on both of these. So I'm happy with that. I now have a roof. I'll go ahead and hit the check mark. Would I like to attach it? Yes, I do. So it will now be attached to my roof or to my walls. Now we're going to go ahead and set the height of this thing. I have my roof attached, and I have my base offset right here. This is where I'm going to go ahead and set the height of my dormer. And I think for me, I'm just going to go ahead and set mine to a 5-foot dormer. I think I'll be happy with that. Say apply, and you can see it come up. And I'm happy with that. Good. All right, so at this point, what I have is a roof. I have a dormer with the walls put in there. I have the roof of my dormer. But if I come over here to wireframe, you're going to see these things are fully built. And on top of that, if I come over here to shaded, and I go on the inside of this thing, you're going to see my roof goes right through my dormer. My walls come through all the way to the ground, which I don't want, and part of my roof comes through. So we need to go ahead and cut all these things down. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and attach this roof. So I'm going to select my roof. And then up here, I have join unjoin roof. So I will select that. And it's going to ask me, what is it roof I want to join it to? I'm going to join this line here to my main roof. And you're going to see that it changed right here. I'll redo that again for you here. Have this weird roof going through. You can see the peak. I'm going to join it, grab my edge, grab my roof, and now I have this point here. It is now nicely lined up to the plane of this roof. These parts here, these are walls that are just, they're too long, really. And that's why they're protruding through my roof. and they're no longer attached to this roof over here. So they just kind of go up into space. That will be the next thing we adjust. So I'm going to come back here to my roof, select these, and I'm just going to bring them down some. Can't keep, maybe I brought them down too far. Something like that. Make them even. What does this look like now? Still, they're getting smaller. Let's go ahead and make them just a little bit smaller than that. Cancel. So here then. To my top view. There it is. Let's go ahead and bring this in a little bit. Happy with that. Come grab this other one down here. Make it match. And now, my roof, or my wall, stays underneath the roof. It's not protruding out. But I still have the legs here, or the walls here. So ultimately, my walls are the right distance and length. We're going to now create the opening, and then we're going to cut our walls down, and then we can add windows for it if we like. All right, so let me go ahead, and I'm going to switch over here to wireframe. It's just easier to see what you're doing at this point in wireframe. And I'm going to go ahead and cut out this opening. Under my architectural tab, I'm going to go to Dormer. So I'm in Openings, Dormer. And I want to cut into, it says down here, select roof to be cut by dormer opening. I want to go ahead and cut my main roof. And up here now it says pick roof and wall edges. So I'm going to select my roof here. Oops. Got my roof. And then the reason I'm in wireframe, it makes it much easier to see these walls. I'm going to grab the inside of this wall, the inside of this wall, and then the inside of that front face. And it looks like I have them all. You're going to see this purple line showing up all the way around. And I'm going to zip over to a top view. I can now see these purple lines. And there's a few different tools you can use to get these lines the right length. You've used trim and extend. Select the two. This is just like the fillet tool. Looking good. You'll see these things are cutting down. What I'm getting rid of are these little ends. There we go. So I now have this perfect shape. If I click the checkbox, dormer opening cut is not fully defined. I've done something wrong. Let's try that again. Dormer. Cutting out of this roof and picking my roof. Picking the inside of this wall. Pick the inside of that wall. Inside of this wall. Go to my top. Turn. Other way he uses the trim tool here. You can see I'm trimming off the ends. Cutting part, line to be cut. Cutting part, line to be cut. There we go. There we go. And we're trimmed down. We have our nice line. There you go, no error. So now, if I come over here, I should be able to come into a different view. Let's go to shaded here. And you're gonna see, I now have this opening. I can see my roof to my dormer. I no longer see this wall. It's or this roof being flat here. I see my dormer roof right there. And I now have this hole, which is a good thing to have. All right. In my opinion, that's the hardest part of this is cutting that dormer roof opening. Once you have that, I'm going to go ahead and cut these walls down. So to do that, I am going to grab my first wall, zoom in a little bit. Actually, here. Let's go hidden line. No, let's use wireframe. I jump a lot to wireframe when I need to see stuff. So I get the first one. I'm going to hit tab. That gets all 3 walls in that chain, and then click again. So that action again is, I'm going to escape so you can see it again. Select by a click, hit tab, and then select it again with the click, and I've got the whole chain. And just so you can see what's happening, I'm going to zip over here to shaded. I'm going to attach top and base. And this time I'm going to attach the wall base, not the top, but the base of it. And I'm going to attach it to my roof. And once I've done that, my walls have now been cut to the roof here. And I have this nice looking dormer going on now. I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and put a window in this thing real quick. Do I have a cool looking window in here? Double hung? What do you think? Double hung? Maybe. Put a pair of them in here. No. I'm going to do this. I might as well do it right? Let's put a cool window in here. I've got to have a cool window. Casement. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I like this one. There we go. Nice little casement window. And there we go. That is how you do a dormer. So to go review the steps, I went to my upper layer that the roof is on. And from there, I went ahead and created my walls that I wanted. After I created my walls, I put a roof on it. After I created my roof and I turned off the slopes for the back edge and the front edge, so there's only the 2 sides that I was adjusting my slopes, I then went ahead and joined it to this roof, so that way the point came out. After I did that, I came over here to my openings, cut my dormer out using the rooftop and then the insides of these 3 walls, and then went ahead and trimmed the lines down so it's all looking nice. After that, I had my opening, and from there I selected my 3 walls and then joined the bottoms of those walls to my roof. That took the excess wall parts away, and then I threw a window on there. And once you have that, you have a dormer. Any questions? Let me know.